welcome to episode 10. I'm Sean Deedle, and this is the Purpose Driven Funnel Show. I'm embarking on a journey to grow a successful online business so I can break free from my 9 to 5. The question is, how will I do it? Find out right here on the Purpose Driven Funnel Show, where you will get an insider's view as I interview experts who have succeeded. I'm doing it because my why is bigger than my 9 to 5. Life was meant to be a joy, not a chore. Will you join me? Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/purpose-driven-funnels. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. So today we have Yael Bendahan on the show to talk to us about how to start and grow a funnels business. And Yael runs a digital marketing and strategy agency, helping business owners making 6 and 7 figures grow their business with online marketing strategies using funnels, internet ads, and social media. So if she can help them, then surely she'll be invaluable to us today. So welcome to the show, Yael. I'm so excited to have you here today.
Thanks so much for having me, Sean. It's really a pleasure.
Excellent. So can you just tell us a little bit, kind of how did you get started in the business and maybe why you got started?
Okay, sure. So, I'm a mom of 4 boys. My oldest is 9, my youngest is 3. And I was a stay-at-home mom since my first son was born. And when my fourth was about a year old, my husband and I realized that we'd kind of come to this point where we needed a second income. And I wasn't really officially qualified to do anything specific. And I was pretty good at computers. I was pretty good at a lot of things, but I'd never actually had a job except for a short time before I had my first child. So I was trying to think of a way to, how I could possibly bring in that income. And I looked into it and I realized that getting a normal, minimum wage kind of, store job or whatever that would be full time would basically just about cover my baby's childcare. So to me, being home with my children was very important. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not going out to work just so I can break even. So I decided I had to find something, that would work from home so I could still be there for my kids. It was very important to me. They're all still very young and, I wanted to be able to be there for them. So I tried a bunch of different things. I did a lot of research and I was doing freelance writing for a while and I started blogging. And when I realized that blogging was kind of more of a longer term income strategy, I actually started working as a virtual assistant for other bloggers, and it kind of snowballed from there. So I started doing their social media too. And when I discovered social media, I discovered Facebook ads, and from there I discovered sales funnels, and I just totally fell in love with the whole concept of digital marketing and just how valuable it was and how was, right? Like that you can learn all this stuff like that's different than traditional marketing in a way, because you don't get that data from traditional marketing. And I thought it was really fascinating. So I, over the past 2 years or so, I've grown my business. And it's been really, really fantastic. I joined a mastermind a year ago that really helped me kind of skyrocket my business to another level. And I'm able to help people, get their stuff out there and help them and be there for my family at the same time.
That's excellent. Yeah. So you kind of started with a general direction in mind. You knew you liked internet stuff and that was something that you had skills in, and that just kind of grew into what you're doing today then.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So talking a little bit about funnels, obviously, this show's about a funnels business. So what can you tell me? What is a funnel? What's a sales funnel?
So the thing about a sales funnel is essentially it's what's already been happening, just in a much more organized way, right? So a sales funnel is basically the journey that you are leading your prospective customer or client through in order to lead them towards a sale or whatever action it is you want them to take. So the cool thing about sales funnels as opposed to a traditional website is that they're only at each step of a funnel, there's only one action to take, right? You can only go forward. So there aren't like 10 different options like on a website where you can like, you can either find out about the person or see all their stuff or maybe read all their blog posts. And, sometimes you want people to do that too, which is why websites are still important. But when you want people to take a certain action, like downloading something or buying something from you or signing up for a webinar or whatever that is, the sales funnel enables you to basically like just lead them through, like holding their hand through the process in a way that makes sense essentially. And I think that it helps. I think people are very distractible nowadays, especially with media, with electronic devices. People have very short attention spans. So sales funnels are actually more important now than they have ever been because it helps keep people on track. Leading them towards you.
Wow. So it's very targeted way to market to people and guide them through your business rather than hoping they click on the right link on your website with all the choices they have.
Yeah.
That's good. So, tell us, how did you kind of get started in that particular part, the funnels business? I mean, how did you create a business with that?
Okay, so it's funny because I don't have an official funnel for my business, but my website is in fact a funnel. It's actually built on ClickFunnels because it was the easiest way, and it had the same idea. Everything on my webpage kind of leads to to the same thing. But I've actually I found out about sales funnels when I learned about Julie Stoyan. Okay, I found her somewhere. She is quite big in the ClickFunnels world. She's actually a partner in ClickFunnels now. And I found some of her content somewhere, and I watched one of her webinars, and I was like, oh wow, like I didn't know this was a thing. Like what is a sales funnel exactly? And then I realized that so many things I've been, every time I opted in for something online, every time there was a landing page that said, hey, get this for free, and then it would be like, oh, got this for free, well, get this for $7 instead of $47, for the next 20 minutes or whatever. I didn't realize that was actually a sales funnel. And then what really, really struck me about the idea was that like, what the cool thing is, if you're sending enough traffic to your funnels, then you can like really essentially just make money all the time, like without actually doing anything, just set it up once. And then, obviously like depending on the level of the funnels, you could be making, $50 to $100 a day, if you're making $50,000 to $100,000 a month, right? So I learned from Julie actually about like the whole concept of building a business around funnels. And I was already part of Rachel Peterson's social media, and I actually loved how Rachel's social media membership, which I learned a lot from, and Julie's funnel kind of work together because social media is also about kind of generating traffic and connecting with your audience, and then the important thing for learning from Julie was having somewhere to send them to, right? Because you don't want to just send them to just anywhere, like hey, visit my website, right? You want to send them to take a certain action. And so that was kind of where I realized that you can actually build a business around building funnels for other people and helping other people with their businesses in that way. And it was pretty mind blowing actually, that you can just do this from you can just do this from anywhere, just on your own time. I mean, whatever. Obviously, you can spend as much or as little time as you want on your business, but the cool thing is, it's just something that's accessible to anybody who really wants to learn it.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I really like that type of business, is because what you just said. I mean, you can kind of choose your hours when work, and when you have your own funnel and traffic go into it, you can go to sleep and still have income coming in.
Yeah. I know, isn't it cool? Like, when does that ever happen?
I know, right? When are you going to get that in corporate America, or working your minimum wage job, right? They don't pay you just sitting there. And all right, so it sounds like what I heard you say is that you kind of had a mentor getting started in this business. Is that correct?
Yeah, I actually have a couple. As far as funnels go, I've learned a lot of that from Julie Stoyan. As far as growing my business goes, I've learned a lot from Rachel Peterson, and I actually joined her mastermind a year ago, and I 4x my business from the beginning of 2018 to the end, which is pretty cool. And I highly advise it when you're ready to really go all in on your business. I highly advise taking that step and investing in your business in that way to find that mentor who can lead you to where you want your business to go.
Sure. Just want to make sure I heard you correctly. Did you say you 4x'd your business in a year?
Yeah.
Wow.
I did. Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
Incredible.
So give us a little insight on that. Like, I mean, what can you share that can, help us figure out how can we grow our businesses fast?
Wow. Okay. I mean, I couldn't say. Listen, I've been very fortunate. Okay. So there are definitely a few things that really helped me a lot during this year. Okay. So the first thing was really relationships. I built such amazing relationships with such amazing people over the past year. I've connected with them, whether it's people in my mastermind or people I collaborated with, or just people I met online in Facebook groups. But I think it's so important to make sure you are building relationships with the right kind of people. And these are growth oriented people, people who are supportive and who are positive and who are growth oriented. Because I think it was Jim Rohn who said, like, you're the sum of the five people you spend the most time with, or something like that.
Yes.
And it's completely true, because when you're around growth oriented people, you are inspired to grow more. And besides for that, I mean, building relationships with mentors and finding people who are further ahead of you, and learning from them and connecting with them, and even reaching out to them. I mean, I connected with people just because I heard a webinar they were on, or they spoke, and they gave a talk in one of our masterminds, and I would just send them a message afterwards and be like, wow, I really enjoyed that, and this was my favorite part. Because everyone likes to hear that, right? It doesn't matter how successful you are, you always like to hear that your stuff and your content makes a difference to other people. So that my first piece of advice would be definitely to make sure you're building relationships with the right people, and the people who are going to help you rise rather than push you down. That was probably like the number one strategy, if you want to call that a strategy, of this year. The second thing is like I'm always learning, and I'm always trying, and I'm always trying different things. I know, like, for example, I know that my weakness in my business is sales. I personality wise, I find it very hard to sell myself, just because I don't know, it just doesn't come naturally to me. And so I found over the year that focusing less on what I was doing for people, rather than like what they needed help with, and focusing more on them rather than on me, you're able to much more. And this works in all areas of business, right? Like, whether it's in your marketing, whether it's in sales calls, whether it's in anything, focusing on the other people and what they need, kind of takes the pressure off you, because it makes it less on you and more about them. And I found that, like, really, really helpful, as far as getting clients, and as far as connecting with people and helping people and reaching out to people, because it's not about you and whether they like you or not. It's just more about, like, how you can help them. And that was something I also learned from some of my friends, and it really made a very, very big difference.
Yeah, that's really good. So a lot of the growth, it sounds like it came from, the people that you kind of network with or build relationships with, and
Definitely.
you pretty much, I mean, those were all online relationships. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they were. I mean, I did actually connect with a few people. I mean, I live in Israel, right? So I did connect with, like, some people here throughout the year who, like, started finding out what I was doing. But generally, my target audience is in the States. So most of my business friends just tend to be in the States. And I have, like, some really, really good friends that I have not even met in real life yet, but I am going to soon, because I'm going to Funnel Hacking Live. I mean, I'm not sure when this podcast episode is going to be live, but I'm going to Funnel Hacking Live in a week, and I'm going to be meeting so many of them. And that is, besides for all the learning I'm going to be doing there, besides what I'm going to be learning from the actual speeches, and from all the networking that I'll be doing there, and all the connecting with new people. Like, one of the most excited things I'm excited about is actually meeting my friends who I've connected with so much over the past year and 2 years, and just meeting them in real life. Like, how amazing is that, from everywhere?
Yeah, that's awesome. And
Yeah.
it's really, if we think about it, it's really kind of like, your professional career that we have, that, it's kind of all about networking. It's out getting together at events with people that are in the same industry, doing the same thing that you're doing, and just connecting with them.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So let me switch gears just a little bit, and talk a little bit about, I heard you saying that, you have to get traffic, obviously, to your funnels. And so without traffic, a funnel is pretty much kind of dead. It's not going to do anything, right? So,
Yeah.
so what kind of strategies and things do you use to help get traffic to, your funnels in your business?
My own personal funnels or funnels in general for my clients?
Oh, could yeah, either way. Yeah, however you want to answer
Okay.
that, it'd be great.
All right. It can work for both depending on the type of business. So I actually personally, I advise people who speak to me. We also run Facebook ads for clients, and I always advise people who speak to me if they're thinking about running Facebook ads to try to make sure that their funnel converts before they start running ads to it. Now, the thing about traffic, the thing about anything in business is that you can spend one of two things, right? You can spend time or you can spend money. All right. If you don't have time, you don't have money, you're not going to be able to get very far. So what I often do is if people are starting out or if they're building a funnel, they want to see if it works. Then I suggest they start with organic methods. And there are quite a few really good ones. There's always like just straight up SEO. I love using Pinterest for organic traffic. You'd be surprised at how many potential topics there can be that would do really well on Pinterest. And that actually also connects with Google as well. And so it's also it's also essentially a search engine, and it's connected to SEO. And that's also a really good way for people to find your funnel and for you to organically test whether your funnel is converting. Another option is also YouTube, creating YouTube videos and keywording them properly and sending people straight to your funnel, in the description. So there are a bunch of different, possibilities as far as organic traffic goes. Then once you know that your funnel is actually converting and people are passing through and doing what you want them to do, then you can move on to paid traffic, and that's Facebook ads and Google ads and things like that. And that's usually what I recommend. Now, however, if someone has more money than time, right, they have a really great offer, they're very, very clear in the target audience. I just did a Facebook Live about this today, actually. If they're very clear in the target audience, they know exactly who they're selling to. They've sold maybe to this type of person in the past. They know that they have something good, but they just want to make sure that their funnel is working and they want to test it. Then you absolutely can do that with Facebook ads and with paid traffic. Just be prepared to know that you're going to probably be spending some money up front that you may not see an ROI from immediately while you're testing and while you're optimizing your Facebook ads and your funnel, right? Because you want to check to make sure that there are no leaks, people aren't falling out, and if people are dropping out, you want to see where are they dropping out? Is it at the landing page itself? Are you not getting email addresses? Is it at the tripwire at the first offer? Is your offer not attractive enough, or is it maybe too much money for them to make that psychological leap to buy from you right away? So there are a lot of different places you want to make sure that people are not dropping out at. And so Facebook ads or things like that are a really good way to test this quickly if you have enough of a budget. So it's kind of like a two-pronged thing. It really depends what you have more of, right? Time or money. But I like to usually suggest that trying it organically first, and then moving on to paid once you know that it's working.
Okay, so would you say that trying, to get organic traffic or basically free traffic is easier or harder than getting paid traffic?
I would say it's probably, people might call it harder. It really depends. Okay, it definitely takes longer than paid traffic, right? Because paid traffic, you immediately, it's like, you have a thing, you choose who you want to send it to, and then you send people to it, right? It's pretty immediate, right?
Right.
So, but it could be harder if you don't have enough of a budget to test all the way and to make sure that you're getting, enough people into your funnel. Like, we recommend at least 100 people go through your funnel before you know whether it's converting or not, right? So, it's definitely, it's not a matter of harder or easier. It's just a matter of what's going to take you longer. And definitely organic will take you longer, but it's safer in a way because you're not putting a ton of money into it.
Right. So that makes sense for somebody, like myself, who maybe just starting out, maybe doesn't have a huge budget to get started then.
Right. Exactly. So it really depends on the type of business. I have clients, people who came to me with, to do Facebook ads, but they had a converting offer. They knew it was working. I was like, okay, great. So let's get started. We know exactly who your audience is, and let's hit the ground running and go with Facebook ads. And we know that it's most likely going to work. It's just a matter of testing the actual ads themselves, right? The copy, testing the creative, the videos, and seeing what resonates with this audience. But then once we have that, we can just scale because we know that it's a good offer and it's an offer that's already converting.
Gotcha. So once you find that kind of magic formula that people respond to on your offer and you're getting some traffic in there, you're finding out that, people aren't dropping off in certain areas, then you just kind of do more of the same thing. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Like once you have it working, right? Like you're putting $1 in and getting $2 out or $5 out or $10 out, whatever that is. Then like, why wouldn't you put more money into it, right? Because like
Yeah.
when you put if you had a machine that you could put like $1 into and get $10 back, you'd probably do that. Even if you can get $3 back, you'd still do that, right? So it's just a matter of making sure you have the right, the formula, like you said, like the magic sauce that is just working as far as the ads and the funnels are concerned, and then you're golden.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody ever asked me, how much money would you put in a business if you could get $2 for every dollar? I mean, even at that level, I'd be like, how much money can I find?
Exactly, right? Like sell your house.
No doubt. That's awesome.
And then sell your house and buy another one, right? Or whatever that is. But exactly, it's just a matter. You definitely want to make sure you don't want to start sinking tons and tons of money into Facebook ads before you know that they're actually working, right? So I would not suggest throwing hundreds of thousands of dollars or even thousands of dollars at Facebook ads until you know that the Facebook ad funnel and the actual sales funnel is converting.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you want to see some results on a small scale that you're actually getting something, a good return on your invested ad dollars before you scale it up then.
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent. No, that's great. I appreciate that. So, I really appreciate all the valuable insights that you've been able to share with us today and how to run a funnels business and what it's all about. And, obviously this is going to be really impactful to me and, the audience listening to it. So, how can people get in touch with you if they want to talk to you more?
Well, you can look me up at my website. It's yaelbendahan.com. And all my social profiles are down at the bottom, but I tend to be most active on Facebook, on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/the Yael Bendahan, which is my name. Don't worry if you can't spell it, because I know it's in the title somewhere. And that's where I show up. That's where I show up the most. I love doing Facebook Live and connecting people on there.
Great. Yeah, I'll definitely put the link there to that in the show notes. And just want to tell everybody that actually that's where Yael and I met, was on Facebook. So, it's pretty incredible what you can do today through the internet.
Definitely, right?
Yeah. So, Yael, I appreciate it again. Thanks for coming on the show. And hopefully maybe we can talk again in the future.
I'm looking forward to it.
What a fantastic interview that was with Yael. I really, really learned a lot from her on this episode. I hope you all did too. There's one thing that she said, though, that I really wanted to kind of point in on, which was that she mentioned that she's not really a salesperson. And I don't know if you caught that or not, but I'm definitely not a salesperson either. And I'm really excited and encouraged by the fact that here's somebody like Yael, who's obviously very successful and having her business, and she's not a salesperson. So, that's one of the things I really liked about when I got involved with the ClickFunnels community, was that attitude with everybody that, we're not salespeople necessarily. We're, that hard, car salesman or whatever, something like that. It's really all about, like Yael said, it's really about helping other people. And I really like what Yael said, that it's, that takes the pressure off of you, and it's really helpful, in getting new clients, right? And helping them. It's really about how much value can we add to the people that are our clients and our customers. So that's just one of the things, I really wanted to highlight there. We've had a lot of really good interviews. Today was definitely nothing short of that. And I'm really excited to say that we've got some more lined up coming here in the future, I think, that are going to be really impactful as well. So I hope you join us here in the future for the next few episodes. We've got some more really great people coming up, and I'm excited to get them on here and get them in front of you guys. But if you haven't had a chance yet, go to the show notes page. Check out Yael's information there. Get her free checklist, how to make yourself visible online, and check out the Facebook page for the show if you want to get extra information there. We put information out there that's not necessarily on the show, and extra content like videos and stuff like that. So Just want to make sure if you haven't already done so too, I'd really appreciate if you just like and subscribe to the show and review it and rate it. That's how we get the word out. And we really want to just help as many people as I can as I go through this journey of trying to grow my own successful online funnels business. So these interviews that we've had so far have been really helpful, I know, for me. So I'm sure that they've been some help for you as well. And we're just going to have more of these in the future. So I'm really excited about where we're going and what's coming up. So hopefully you'll turn into us next time. But until next time, I'm wishing you success on your purpose-driven business journey. God bless.